All right, back to our breaking news right now. After 8 years as the top cop here in L.A., Chief Charlie Beck just announced today that he is retiring. Our Dave Lopez is live at LAPD headquarters, and the chief talked about why he's leaving. Dave?
Well, he said the time is right. It came as a bombshell announcement, although in talking to him afterward and to the mayor was there with him. He said that this decision had been talked about for the last 2 weeks with the mayor, very secretly. I talked to some of his staff members, and his staff members told me that they did not know he was actually going to step down until he I keep getting here a little background and the noise in the background kind of confusing me. But to continue on with the background on this, his staff members told me that on the elevator ride down from his office out to the news conference that was scheduled for today, that's when they were told that the chief would make this announcement. Originally, this was a news conference with the mayor and the chief to talk about the crime statistics for the year 2017. It was a very glowing report. Both the chief and the mayor very upbeat about the fact that after 3 years of rising crime in Los Angeles, the 2017 numbers were, in their words, exceedingly good. The lowest murder rate, the lowest gang rate as far as gang activity goes, more guns taken off the street, on and on and on. And they were just talking about all the great things that were happening with the LAPD. And then the chief said he was going to make a couple of introductions, and after that he would have an announcement to make, and then he would take questions. And what an announcement. We hope to have the chief actually making the announcement. I'll put my earwig back on. Do we have that video? Okay, this is the chief. This is the chief as he made the announcement, I would say just about 35 minutes ago.
And now is the right time for me to announce my retirement. Today, I am announcing that as of June 27th of this year, I'll be retiring from my position of Chief of Police. As you all know, I am very invested in this organization. I am not a member of the LAPD. I am the LAPD. It is my DNA.
The chief was right about that. I asked him if this was an emotional day for him. He said it was. He and the mayor hugged. I asked if he is going to play a role in the man or woman who replaces him, and he said that he will have some kind of input, but that decision is strictly not his. The way it will now work is the chief will be the chief until June 27th. There'll be no interim. He will be the full chief, do all of his duties until the 27th, and by that time, the police commission, the 5-member police commission, will then narrow the choice down to 3 names. They will then give those 3 names to the mayor, and then it is up to Mayor Garcetti who he will choose from there. Now, he has to choose from those 3 names that will be given to him by the police commission. So you can say the process will begin right now. I asked the mayor if he is looking at an outsider or if he will hire from someone from within the department. He said that he is open to that. He says there are a lot of great men and women on the department that could step in and follow the chief. The chief has spent his entire professional life with the LAPD. His father was a member of the LAPD. He has a daughter that was a member of the LAPD. He has done just about everything you can think of with the LAPD. And for this decision, he said, simply, the time is now. The time is right. I'm leaving things in good hands, and it's time for me to go. We'll have more, of course, later on in our broadcast. But for now, Chief Charlie Beck, no longer the chief, effective on June the 27th. He announces he is stepping down. He did have until November of 2019, in which he still could have remained the chief, but he chose to leave early. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, 40 years with that department. He's been tweeting about it too, Dave, as I'm sure you know, calling it the honor of a lifetime.